Yes, let's continue with the updated flashcards with question 301 for year 2020. What is the maximum debt-to-income ratio allowed for a mortgage to be considered a qualified mortgage? The answer is 43%. Question 302. What type of mortgage is not allowed to have toxic features such as interest only, negative amortization, no income, no asset income qualifications, or prepayment penalties? That will be called a qualified mortgage. Question 303. What law are you violating if you ask a borrower on a credit application if he or she is planning to have any more kids in the future? You would be violating ECOA, Regulation B. Question 304. What law states that married spouses can keep separate credit bureau files if requested? That would be ECOA, Regulation B. Question 305. Which law states that if a loan originator is taking an application face-to-face, she must complete the government monitoring section, Roman number 10, of the 1003 application? That would be ECOA, Regulation B. Question 306. Which law states that an adverse action notice, a denial, must be in writing? That would be ECOA, Regulation B. Question 307. If an applicant receives an adverse action notice, he can request a statement of more specific reason within how many days of receipt of the notice? Within 60 days. Question 308. ECOA states that creditors cannot discriminate against the what of the borrower's income. However, they can discriminate against the what of the borrower's income. Sounds kind of tricky. Here we go. They cannot discriminate against the source of a borrower's income. However, they can discriminate against the amount, if the amount is not enough to pay the proposed mortgage. Question 309. How long must ECOA records be kept? ECOA records must be kept for 25 months. Don't let them trick you on this one. They have to be there for 2 years, and the extra month is to be there in case litigation is necessary. 25 months is your correct answer. Question 310. How long does a consumer have to sue for a violation under ECOA? That will be the 24 months. Question 311. Which law states that a borrower is entitled to receive a free copy of his credit score once a year? No law. Don't let them trick you on this one. Credit score is never free. They can get a free copy of a credit file or a credit report. Question 312. How long do unpaid taxes appear on a credit report? That's forever, hence the word unpaid. Perhaps if they get paid, they will come off in maybe 7 years. But unpaid are there forever. Question 313. How long does a judgment appear on a credit report? A judgment will appear for 7 years. Question 314. If a consumer has questions regarding his or her application, who should be contacted? They should contact the lender. Question 315. If a consumer has questions regarding his or her credit scores, who should be contacted? They should contact the credit reporting agencies. That will be Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian. Question 316. If a consumer is denied credit, what law states that the credit must provide the name, address, telephone number of the credit reporting agency used to make the decision? I believe that's the creditor must provide this information. they have to provide the name, address, and telephone number of the credit reporting agency that they use to make the decision. Question 316, FCRA Regulation D. That is the answer to the previous question. Question 317, what law requires lenders to provide the borrower with the national credit score disclosure, which informs him or her which credit score was used to approve the mortgage loan? That would be the FACT Act. Question 318, what law is the loan originator violating if he leaves the client's file on his desk at the end of the day? That will be FACTA, or the FACT Act. It's there to prevent identity theft. Question 319, if a consumer's file is no longer needed, what is the proper way to dispose of it? The proper way to dispose is to burn or shred it. Question 320, what law requires lenders to file monthly reports regarding the ethnicity, race, and sex of all applicants? That is HMDA, the Home Mortgage Disclosure Act, Regulation C, HMDA. Question 321, an individual who obtains or has obtained a financial product or service from financial institution for person, family, or household reason is referred to as what, according to the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act? That person would be a consumer. Question 322, an individual consumer with a continued relationship with a financial institution is referred to as what, according to the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act? That person is referred to as a customer. Question 323, gaining information under false pretenses is referred to as what, under the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act? That is referred to as pretexting. Put a note to the side, pretenders, people trying to get other people's information. Question 324, according to the DNC list, do not call, telemarketers, including loan originators, must search the national DNC list every how many days? That will be every 31 days. Question 325, a SAR, Suspicious Activity Report, must be filed by a mortgage loan originator, MLO, when a person engages in suspicious activity of what amount or more? Now that is $5,000. Question 326, which law increases the ability of law enforcement agencies to search telephone, email, medical, and financial records of consumers? That is the USA Patriot Act. Question 327, which law is responsible for the establishment of the Anti-Money Laundering Act? That also is the USA Patriot Act. Question 328, which law was established to identify and prevent redlining? That would be HMDA, Home Mortgage Disclosure Act. Question 329, how long must commercial advertising records be kept? That will be 2 years. Question 330, what law was created to prohibit money laundering and financing of terrorists? That will be the USA Patriot Act. Question 331, What is the name of the document that indicates the amount that the veteran is entitled to? There are a couple of documents for veterans. This one is referred to as the COE, Certificate of Eligibility. That one allows the veteran to know what his entitlement is. Certificate of Eligibility, COE, which shows the amount of the veteran's entitlement. Question 332. What is the maximum flat fee that a lender can charge for a VA loan to cover his lending costs? Lenders may charge a flat fee up to 1% of the loan amount to cover the lender's costs. Question 333. An abusive practice in which a loan is refinanced without any tangible net benefit to the borrower is called? That is called loan flipping. Question 334. FHA imposes restrictions requiring the borrower not to resell the property for the first how many days? That will be for 90 days. Question 335. FHA requires the lender to investigate the transfer history of property for how many days before resale in an attempt to identify potential flipping schemes? That will be up to 3 years now. Question 336. What type of loans have PMI, private mortgage insurance? PMI is on conventional loans. Conventional loans where the borrower puts less than 20% down payment. Question 337. What type of loans have upfront mortgage insurance premium? UFMIP. UFMIP is on FHA loans. Question 338. In a conventional loan, how much of the down payment must come from the borrower's own personal funds? Conventional loans would like the borrower to have 5% of their down payment from their own personal funds. Question 339. What does the debt services portion of the monthly payment include? Debt services include the monthly principal and interest portion only, P&I. Question 340. What is a HECM? That's what I said when I first saw it. Like, what the heck's a HECM? HECM. That stands for Home Equity Conversion Mortgage, aka it is an FHA reverse mortgage. HECM, Home Equity Conversion Mortgage. Question 341. When is a reverse mortgage due? 341. When is a reverse mortgage due? It is due when the borrower dies, sells the home, or ceases to live in the home for 12 consecutive months. Question 342. What type of mortgage is it when the borrower is not required to make a payment, but the balance of the loan rises as the equity shrinks? That is called a reverse mortgage. Question 343. What type of mortgage is it when the balance continues to grow, even though the borrower is making the full payment each month? That would be NEGAM, negative amortization. We want to avoid that at all costs. Question 344. A type of seller financing in which the seller finances enough money to cover the existing loan balance as well as any additional funds needed from the borrower is called wraparound mortgage. Question 345. What type of mortgage is also called a self-liquidating mortgage and is designed to pay off the entire balance at the end of the loan? That is called the fully amortized mortgage. Question 346. A mortgage that is a combination of fixed and adjustable, for example, a 525, is known as what type of mortgage? That is known as a hybrid mortgage. Question 347. A written instrument used to convey title or transfer ownership. That is called a deed. Question 348. The document that protects the homeowner against defects that occurred in the past, such as undisclosed liens, heirs, fraudulent documentation, etc., is called what? That would be the title insurance. A blank loan is a short-term cash out made on the equity in the applicant's current property in order to allow them to close on the purchase of a new transaction. That is called a bridge loan, just enough to get them to the new property. Question 350. The area median income, AMI, cannot exceed what in order to be approved for a USDA Section 502 loan? That answer is 115%. That does it for this one. We'll continue with the next one.